All right, so today we are going to be taking a deep dive into something pretty captivating. We're going to be looking at a single excerpt from the Zamani YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah, I know Zaman.
I figured you did. Zamani, just to give everyone else some context, is this YouTube channel that focuses on African history and storytelling.
It's really well done. I love their stuff.
Yeah, really high quality. And this particular excerpt that we're looking at comes from the video Chapter 3, Waters of Destiny.
Okay.
And it's just packed with themes of destiny, kindness, and then those like chance encounters that can redirect our whole path.
I love that, the idea of your path being redirected. It speaks to the power of even the smallest moment, It really does.
It's amazing what small moments can turn into.
Yeah.
So this excerpt kind of introduces us to this traveler, this guy named Waswa. And he has had to, he's been driven from his home village, Olanda, because of famine. And he's been traveling. He was exhausted, desperately thirsty. And then, almost like a miracle, he stumbles upon this river flowing through, like a lush valley.
Yeah.
And the excerpt really does bring those sensory details to life. You can almost hear, like, the water rushing and feel, like, Waswa's relief.
That's powerful imagery.
Uh-huh.
Really powerful imagery. And it's, it's so universal, too. I mean, if you think about it, like rivers, they hold such deep symbolic significance across like so many cultures. Like if you think about it, they're often seen as like these pathways, these pathways between worlds, sources of life, places of cleansing and transformation. You see that in like a lot of African mythology.
Oh, I see the connection to Waswa's situation now. He's not just physically thirsty. It's like he's seeking renewal.
Yeah, exactly.
New beginning.
And a chapter.
Right, and then we have those three maidens, at the river.
Oh, yeah.
And they almost have like a fairy tale quality to them, don't you think?
Absolutely. Yeah.
They really do, yeah. And it struck me that Waswa doesn't just rush up and like demand water.
Right.
Yeah. He approaches them politely, respectfully. And I'm wondering, like, what do you think this says about like the societal expectations of his culture?
Oh, that's a good question. It's an interesting one. I mean, it could suggest like a deep respect for water, right? Like, recognizing its preciousness, especially during like a famine.
Yeah, especially during a famine, yeah.
I mean, or maybe it speaks to like social hierarchies, the importance of decorum when you're interacting with strangers. And I think it's important to remember here that Waswa is pretty vulnerable here, right? He's far from home.
He's on his own.
Exactly.
And then the maidens, they respond with just this incredible generosity. Like they offer him a full calabash. It's not just about quenching his thirst, is it?
Not at all. Not even a little bit. Like what I find fascinating here is that this whole act of traditional hospitality, it's really about acknowledging someone's humanity, like creating this connection. And in many cultures, offering refreshment, it's deeply symbolic. It's like almost a sacred act.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about the context of this story, right? Water is incredibly scarce.
They're sharing, like life itself.
Yeah.
And then we see Waswa's response. He doesn't just like take the water and, run. He offers to help them draw more. Like, what do you make of that choice?
I think that's so interesting because it kind of challenges this simplistic idea of what goes around comes around,
Karma.
Right.
Like karma. I mean, Waswa's kindness might bring him good fortune, but it might not, Life is rarely that straightforward.
Yeah.
But I think what his actions show is just this conscious choice to engage, to contribute, even in a moment of like personal need. And that says something about his character, I think.
It really does. And it makes you wonder, could that choice be the moment where his destiny kind of shifts?
Oh, that's interesting.
Because the excerpt ends with this like really tantalizing hint that this meeting that he's having right now is going to have unforeseen consequences for his whole life.
Wow. Yeah, that's the classic, the butterfly effect, right?
The butterfly effect.
Like the idea that these seemingly insignificant encounters can set us on an entirely new course. I mean, it makes you think about your own life, right? Like, have there been those moments, those choices that felt really small at the time, but looking back, you realize they changed absolutely everything.
Those what'd you call it? Those river moments.
Yeah, the river moments.
So much to think about here. Kindness, chance, the ripple effect of our actions. And perhaps most intriguingly, the question of whether we can recognize those pivotal moments as they're happening or only in retrospect.
And maybe that's the most important question we're left with here, right? Like, can we cultivate the awareness, to see that potential for transformation in every encounter, even something as simple as, sharing a drink of water with a stranger at a river?
Wow. Yeah. That's a good takeaway.
What do you think?
Yeah.
No, I love that.
Food for thought. Yeah. Food for thought. Thanks for joining me for the deep dive today.
Absolutely. Happy to be here. It was a really good one.
It was a really good one. And for everyone listening, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.
See ya.